All right, guys. I'm so glad you are here today. This is going to be so good today. I'm glad that you're here to level up. That's what these sessions are about, to get you to that next level. But before we start today, what are we doing? We dance. Let's go. Let's get that energy moving. That's what we're talking about today. Shifting energy. Let's go. Woo! I got this feeling inside my bones. It goes electric, baby, when I turn it on. Off from my city, off from my home. We're flying up no ceiling when we in our zone. I got that sunshine in my pocket, got that good soul in my feet. I feel that hot blood in my body. It drops. Yeah. I can't take my eyes off of it. Phenomenally, more like the way we rock it. So don't stop. It's under the lights and everything goes. Nowhere to hide when I'm getting you close. There you go. When we move, yeah. Well, you already know. I can see what you do. Dance. Creeping up on you, so just dance. All those things I shouldn't do, but you dance. Ain't nobody leaving, so just keep dancing. All right, yes. So, why do we start with dancing? It's to shift our energy around, guys. I mean, I don't know about you, but sometimes I get so busy with what I'm doing, and if I don't watch it, I just get caught up with working. Work, and no fun. And that's not good. We need to have fun. Fun is what's going to help us to shift that energy. And the energy is everything. That's what we're going to be talking about today. We're actually going to be talking about how you can own the room. When you step into the room, I'm talking about owning it. I'm not talking about stepping in and trying to hide. Stepping in and trying to be like, no, don't pick me. Don't ask me a question. Don't come talk to me. We want to own the room. And why is that important? So that's what we're going to be talking about today. That, and also how to be a boss with your decision making. Because so often, and I'm speaking from experience, guys, so often we get very wishy-washy in our decision making. And whenever we get wishy-washy, and what I mean by that is we don't really know what we want. We don't really know. And so when you don't really know what you want, you can't get what it is that you really want. You got to get real clear on what it is that you want and go after it so that you can get exactly what it is that you want. So, thanks for being here again, guys. I'm so glad to see you. And if at any point, if you guys have questions, please just ask. Raise your hand. I'll know. Unmute. Just unmute and ask your question. I'm all about learning from you guys. Just like I know you guys want to learn stuff, I want to learn from you also. So, all right. So let me share a story because y'all know I love stories and I love hearing y'all's stories because that's what um it makes me think, right? Whenever I hear stories of people and their lives, it makes me think about how I can improve my life and how I can take what you're talking about in your story and how to apply it into my business and into my family and into things that I want out of life. So that's why I love stories. I think that that is such a good part of communication and relatability with people, right? So how all of this started is that my grandson, he's 3. Some of you may know that we are raising him. So we took him to the store the other day. He was wanting to get we've got him doing like little chores and things around the house. And when he does little chores, he'll get a quarter, and we have like a little candy machine so he can get candy. He can't get candy unless he does something to earn a quarter to use the little candy machine. Well, he had helped his Papa Joe pick up the yard, pick up sticks and drive the tractor and all the stuff. And so Papa Joe had promised him a boat, a little boat to play with in the bathtub. So we go to the store to get the boat. But they didn't really have what he wanted. They didn't have anything. But he did get he picked a toy, a little toy that he wanted. And so we're going to the checkout, and as we go to the checkout, we pass by a little toy drill. And he wanted that. He saw that and he said, I want that. No questions. I want that. And Papa Joe said, well, okay, you can have that. You can have the toy drill, or you can have the toy in your hand, but you can't have both. And he picked the toy up out of the cart and handed it to us and said, I want that. He wanted the drill. He absolutely 100% knew what he wanted. And when I saw that and heard him say that, I was like, decision like a boss. That's what I'm talking about. Making a decision like a boss. That was my first thought. But the reality is, whenever I said that to myself, I was like, it made me think, when do we stop being like that? What is it in life that kind of causes us to go from being a 3-year-old who's like, I want that. I know I want that. And saying it and getting it, because they do, right? Because that's what they do. I want that, and they get that. But what makes that stop? What is it with our upbringing or with situations that all of a sudden we think to ourselves like, I don't deserve that. I'm not worthy enough to have that. Well, maybe I don't really want that. We start overthinking things, right? You know what I'm talking about? Yeah, we start overthinking things. Now, I don't necessarily mean the little things like the little toys, but even the big things in life. The things like, I don't deserve to be able to earn $1 million. Where does that happen? Somewhere along the way, someone has either expressed to us that this is where we stay, right here. We don't deserve to be up here. We stay right here. We work hard, we work hard, we work hard, and we stay right here. What happens with I want that, and saying it and getting it and doing it and going after it? It's like something kind of like is triggered with us, that we think we don't deserve it. That we don't, we're not worthy of that. We're not good enough. We're not smart enough. I'm too old. I'm too old to do that. We start putting limitations on ourselves, and we start lowering our standards. Okay, I'll settle for that. When what we really want in our heart is this over here. But we don't go after this over here because whatever the limitation, whatever the story, whatever it is that we're telling ourselves, that it limits us, right? That's called a limiting belief. And when does that happen? Because when I saw him do that, like, I want that. That's when I was like, yes, that's exactly how you should be. And so today, that's what I want to talk to you guys about. What is it that you want? And be very clear about it. Be very clear on, whatever whether it's a relationship goal, like you are wanting that super amazing relationship, or maybe you're wanting your business to go that next level, like you want to take your business to that next level. Why is that not okay to want that? Why is that not okay to go after it? Because I know you've had people along the line, somewhere in your life, somewhere in your, circle. Hopefully it's not your inner circle. Hopefully that's somewhere in your circle of people that you keep at a distance, and you don't, you limit them to being in your life, because those are not the people that we want to surround ourselves with, right? But somewhere along the line, those people, those thoughts have come at us, and maybe they did start in childhood. Maybe, you had a parent or a teacher, a coach, or somebody who told you, a friend that told you, you're not good enough. You're not good enough for that.
And then not only did you tell yourself you're not good enough for that, but then it carried over year after year after year. And you've carried it with you for a very long time thinking that I'm not good enough. Well, if I'm not good enough to make the cheerleading team, then I'm certainly not good enough to have a successful business. You know, those are limiting beliefs that we do tend to carry with us that we now get to let go of. Because once you shine light on them, you're aware. And once you're aware of what you're doing, which is limiting yourself, then you have a choice. Then it becomes a choice. You either choose to continue with the story, or you decide that you want to change the story. But it's your choice, right? And so once you shine that light on it, it's a choice. Just remember that. What do you choose? So, decision like a boss. When you know what you want, you get super clear at what it is you want, decide and go. Decide and go. We're not going to spend weeks and weeks and weeks trying to decide what our next step's going to be in, finding that perfect relationship, or in healing a relationship with ourselves. Maybe it's that relationship with yourself that you're working on. We're not going to spend weeks and weeks and weeks trying to decide on how to do that. We're going to take the little tiny action steps now in order to release it so that we can heal the relationship, or so that we can take that next step in our business. We get to do that. We don't want to hold on to the old story. We don't want to take weeks and weeks and weeks trying to figure out, how am I going to get this funnel to work correctly? You get to ask for help. You get to reach out to your people. It's the connections, right? Your connections with people. And if you don't have that, that's something you get to work on, because it's huge when you're an entrepreneur. Having the connections with people is huge, because it's not just about you trying to build your business. It's your community of people around you that will help you. They'll help lift you up. So, decision and go. Make the decision like a boss, just like my little grandson was. You make the decision, you go. You make the decision and you move. You're shifting and you're moving and you're moving and you're continuing to move. Because why? Because money likes speed. And if you like money, and I think you do, but that's why we're here, is to learn how to earn income online, and not just a little bit of income, but like your financial freedom. Money likes speed. So you decide and you go, and you decide like a boss, and you go and you make the decision and you go. In the little things, guys. I'm not just talking about the big things. I'm talking about the little things. Like when you go out to dinner and you can't decide, and you spend 10 minutes, 15 minutes trying to decide what you want to order off the menu, order something and do it because you can. Do it like a boss. The little things. I don't know what I want for dinner. Make a decision. I don't know where I want to go. I don't know what movie I want to see. It could be anything, guys. I don't know what movie I want to see. Make a decision. Decide and go. Decide and go. Because it's just like training your brain. Like I talked to you guys about training your brain. It's the same thing. Once you start making those little decisions super quickly and you go, when the big decisions come, you're going to be able to make the big decisions quickly and go. And because your brain's already used to it. That's just what it's used to doing, right? Does that make sense? Does that make sense to you guys? Yeah. And it can be very hard. Like I'm married to somebody who is super like this. He likes to research and research and research and research. And it drives me nuts, because I know the power of making the decisions quickly. It's the energy shift, right? It's the energy. Now, I'm not saying make dumb decisions. I'm not saying if it's, there's obviously certain things that are going to take a little bit more time to think about than others. Make the decision and go. Shift and go. Figure it out on your way. When it comes to your business, just figure it out as you go. And then The other thing I want to talk to you about that is kind of along the same lines because it's about energy and energy shifting is like when you step into rooms, whether it is a physical room, a virtual room, a small room, a large room, whatever the room is, right? It could be in your own home. When you step into the room, own it. It's your energy that I'm talking about. And when you step into that room, you are going to be like attracting all that other magnetic energy in that room. When that happens, then and it's a practice. It's again, it's like it's training your brain. You got to train you just like you got to train your brain. If you walk into your living room like a boss, the energy and owning it, when you walk into that big room with those big important people, you're going to walk in there the same exact way. And people are going to be like, whoa, who is that? I want to be around that person. Now, when you walk in, your shoulders are back, your chest is out, your head is up, and you are ready to receive whatever it is that you're going to receive. You're going to be receiving lots of positive energy from all the other people there in the room, right? That's when your opportunities open up. That's when things come at you that you aren't even looking for. You know, people say this all the time, like this happened to me and I wasn't even expecting it. That's because you're ready to receive. If you walk into a room and you're like head down, your chest is down, and you're like, don't talk to me, I'm just because that's what you're putting off. Don't talk to me, don't come to me. I don't want people, I don't need anything. Guess what you're going to get? You're going to get nothing. You're not going to have anybody come at you with anything that is things that are things that you want. You may get people coming at you, and those may be the people who are just there to suck your energy some more. You know, they're the ones who are like, oh, there's my person, there's my low energy, person that I can go suck their energy because they will, right? And if you walk into a room, I can 100% guarantee you, if your head is up, your chest is out, and you're like, I'm here. I'm here. I'm ready to receive whatever it is that's here for me. The people who are the energy suckers, they aren't going to want anything to do with you because that's not who they're looking for. They're looking for the ones who are feeling sorry for themselves, the ones who are low and down, don't talk to me, don't come at me. They're the ones who are going to be like going straight to you to suck all the remaining energy that you have left. So walk into the room, own the room, because that's when opportunities happen. That's when the people who are there to offer you whatever it may be, a connection, an offer of some sort, an opportunity to join them in a venture. You never know. Because if your head's down, you're not looking for it, you're definitely not going to see it, right? And they're definitely not going to come at you if you aren't looking confident and you aren't looking like you are ready to receive. And I get it, guys. We aren't always confident. We don't always feel it. Fake it. I'm talking about fake it. They don't know. Your brain doesn't know the difference of when you're faking it and when it's real, just like your brain doesn't know the difference between imagination and what's going on in real life. Tell your brain what you want to see. Tell your brain what you want to happen. Tell the universe what you want to happen. Pray about it. God provides. So, energy, it's all about the energy, guys. Shake it up. That's why we dance at the beginning of the level ups. It's to get you in a better mood because I know you've probably been working and doing all kinds of stuff today. And then you're like, oh, I'm getting on that call. I'm getting on that. I do want to learn something. I do want to hear her talk, but I don't know. I'm not in the best of moods. That's why we dance. And if you are someone who needs that to get you going, then before you go to your event or whatever you got, dance. Do something to move and shift that energy around. I had someone one time ask me, because I'm not a caffeine drinker. It's not, I say that, I have a Diet Coke every now and then, but like, I don't drink coffee. I don't, I don't have to have like caffeine in the morning to wake me up and get going. And I had someone ask me that one time. They're like, what do you don't drink coffee? And I said, no. Oh, you must like drink Diet Coke or something with caffeine. And I'm like, no. And they're like, how do you get going in the morning? And I said, I put my feet on the floor. I put my feet on the floor and I get up and I have my little inspirational things like I have them here. I mean, I have them taped on my computer. I don't know if you can see that because of but I have my stuff taped everywhere, all around me here in my office. I have them taped all in my bathroom on my mirror, and I read them when I wake up in the morning. That's the first thing I see when I walk in. I don't look at my phone. I don't check socials. I get up, I walk in the bathroom, and that's the first thing that I see. And that's what gets me going. I'm just, that's me. Now, if you're someone who needs something to shift that energy around, shift the energy around. Get up and dance, get up and move, go walk, do something. Jump, jog in place, do something to move that energy around to get you to where you are ready to be the boss. You're going to make boss decisions, boss and move. You're just going to go and you're going to own the room, whatever room it is. I don't care if it's walking into a Chick-fil-A to order a lunch. Opportunities happen all around us every single day. And if we aren't noticing them, they can't happen. If we aren't putting that positive energy out everywhere we go, it can't happen. We're not going to see it. So when you walk in the room, own it. Own it with your energy. And I promise you, it's going to attract other people to you with all the positive energy that they have. So, all right, let me check my notes here, make sure I'm not forgetting anything. So, do you guys have any questions while I'm checking notes? Anything? Am I missing somebody? Let me check. Chat. Is there anything you guys want to share or? All right. Make sure. I start talking, guys, and I just kind of can go off track. That's why I like to have notes. But yeah, so yeah. Oh yeah. The repelling effect. That's basically, that's what I was talking about. Like when you walk in a room and you are head down, shoulders down, don't talk to me. You're just repelling the energy. You're repelling what is there for you. It's not going to come at you. And if it does, you're going to reflect it away because of your stance, basically, right? So own the room. Decide like a boss. Don't wait on decisions. Make them, shift, go. Right? And then own the room. When you step into the room, you're going to own it. You're going to be a boss. That's what we want to be, is a boss. Because the boss, that's the one who's going to be at that dream life. And that's what we're after, right? We're trying to live our legacy. We're going to live the legacy now so we can leave the legacy for our family later. So, all right, I'm going to stop this recording and then see if you guys have any questions.